think we are live.
Are we live?
I believe so, yes.
Can't see us on our property group chat. I'm just having a look here. Let's just see. Oh, this video is now live. I don't think they did the countdown. Not sure if it did. It was supposed to be a countdown. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we're here. We're live and loud, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Freedom Fighters. Welcome to our Thursday night live. Great to have you here. Awesome stuff. We've got the lovely Charmaine. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Fantastic. So, guys, I hope you've had a great week. Now, just to let you know, obviously, this is George's opportunity to have his live and ask George anything. But George is still, how do we say, composed at this moment? He's still away. How do we say it as very PC instead of like he's on his back still?
But his mind is still there, and that is the main thing. So he's keeping us on track.
His mind's still there, guys. His body's not 100%, but he's getting there. So guys, I'm sorry we can't have George, but that's okay. And Christina was going to run this as well, but she's not feeling too well as well, so all good. But we're here now. We're happy days. So, guys, today, Freedom Fighters, we're going to be talking our – sorry, what were you going to say?
Before we start, if you can hear us, just type in the chat G2G, good to go. If you're watching this live, please put down hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. We'd really like to know and connect with each and every one of you. That would be so appreciative.
Fantastic, excellent.
Well, Linda.
So we've had a good week, and obviously today, good to go, awesome. And tonight our topic is radical responsibility regarding your financial freedom. What does that mean? What does it mean? Okay, so realistically tonight we're going to be talking about radical responsibility. And look, radical responsibility is one of our big values here at Positive Property. And we're going to go through those values. So we're going to just talk about our values because our values are the real backbone of everything we believe, our mindset, what we stand for, everything at Positive Property. So the word is actually called HEART, and we use the HEART acronym. And H stands for have fun, because I don't know about you, but we're here for a good time and a long time, so we might as well enjoy ourselves. And E is you go for it. You give me the E, Charmaine. We know this like the back of our hands.
Everybody wins. We're always looking for a win-win here at Positive Property for our staff, for our members, for our community. It's so important for us.
Absolutely, 100%. And everybody does win, the community, our members, as exactly what Charmaine said. And A is authentic and no BS.
Correct. We don't have any BS here at Positive Property. And you know yourself, when you're in that state of authenticity, that's where you have the most growth. And if you're in our community and you're wanting to be your best version of yourself, the only way you're going to get there is by being authentic. So it's a really key when you're looking at being your best version.
Absolutely. And on the count of three, what does the R stand for? 1, 2, 3.
Radical responsibility.
And that's what we're going to go through. That's it, exactly right. And we're going to go through that tonight because it's a real big backbone. But then obviously we've got T, the last T, which is thankful and grateful. Thankful for, for everything, and I know that we're in really
for yourself, for each other. When you have that mindset of gratefulness and thankfulness, it starts to build what I call a bit of resilience, which means when challenges start to arise, because you're living perpetually in thankfulness and gratefulness, the challenges kind of slide off like water off a duck's back, because you have that resilience through being grateful and thankful in all areas of your life.
Absolutely. And we're going through some crazy times at the moment, but we're not in a war, we're not in a famine. We might be, I know that Melbourne and Sydney are in lockdown. I'm up in Queensland at the moment, and I'm very grateful for my freedom because I was living down in Melbourne through all the lockdowns. So I know what you guys are going through, and I totally get it, and I've been there. And, it's just always being grateful every day. Even if you've got nothing to be grateful, go out and get some sunshine and fresh air. We should be grateful for that. Absolutely. So let's talk about radical responsibility. What does it mean? What does it mean regarding your financial freedom? Okay. So when we mean radical responsibility, what does that mean? Do you want to have a go, Charmaine?
Yeah, it means you, radical responsibility means that do whatever it takes and recognizing that you are at cause. So, when you're taking radical responsibility in any area of life, you have that control as to how you're actually going to overcome the challenges, or how you're actually going to get closer to your goal, or, whatever it is that you're looking to achieve.
Absolutely. Having that, taking responsibility of everything that happens. Like, you can blame the neighbor, you can blame your boss, you can blame this, you can blame that. But look, as soon as you stop and actually take full responsibility, you'd be surprised. It actually gives you a lot of freedom. It really does.
Yeah, and also when you take that responsibility, it starts to open up more choices and other ways that you can start to think about, well, okay, if I'm at cause here, what steps can I take to overcome this short-term challenge, and be able to navigate another pathway?
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. And look, that's really important. But radical responsibility means, you really do make the effort to create your world.
Yeah.
That's really, what it comes down to. And you have to be at the cause of that, exactly what Charmaine said. And it's really important for your own development. You can't sit there, and if you don't want to be, want the best body at the gym, you can't just sit there and, expect a trainer's going to do it. You're at your cause to actually get that trainer, but also follow through with that program, but also going home and the healthy habits home. That's really important, because there's no point going to the gym and then coming home and having Maccas. I mean, that's not congruent. So by having radical responsibility, it does give you a lot of freedom, but it puts you in the front of the cause, and that's really super important.
Yeah.
Now we had are you able to bring up our little slide that we had that we were going to talk about?
I'm going to do my best, guys. Linda. Let's see how we can do this.
Maccas. Someone laughed at the Maccas comment. Yep, you can't go training and then do Maccas. Hello. Well, you can, but you'd probably be sick, but it's not congruent.
Let's see if we can bring it up. It's not allowing me to press the next step to share it.
So we've got George and Christina, maybe they're watching us. Maybe we can get the tools next time so we know how to. Oh, here we go. No. Oh, yeah. No. Keep going. You can actually. Can you bring up your slide? Because you're in your menu.
In my
go
menu.
Up to your slide. Go up to your slide. You've got all your menu bar at the top.
Yeah.
Great. So can you bring up that slide by any chance?
Can you see that, Linda?
Yeah, there we go. We're in. Woo-hoo! So guys, hey, we're learning here. Stick with us, guys. Stick with us. Okay, this was done by the Australian Census. So this is Australians at the age of 65. Now, this is really fascinating, guys. So at the age of 65, we've got 100 Australians in front of us. So we've got approximately 15 just won't make it. And we don't need to spell it out, but they're no longer with us. And they've gone on to mighty heaven, the old, the gates up there. They're saying hello there. So the reality is they won't make it. Now, 74% or 74 of those 100 will be dependent on welfare. Okay, correct. Guys, that's a massive chunk out of that 100. Now, 7 must work to survive. 3 are financially secure, and 1 will be wealthy. Yeah. So, guys, if you're sitting here chatting, where would you like to be on that pyramid? Like, really?
At the top.
Top, number 1. Now, guys, this is age 65.
Yeah.
So the reality is, we are at the cause of everything. And it's so important that, it's the decisions you make now that can really map out your future, and really have rippling effects. On the top, baby. Yeah, thank you very much. Number one. Love it, love it, love it. Excellent. So realistically, if you're in the same mindset of us, I mean, I'd like to be on top of the number one, to be quite honest, but that's a bit of work to do. George is going to have to get me a heap of more properties. Look, the whole idea is, I mean, look, realistically for me, I want to be wealthy, but I also want to have abundance. And with that abundance, I want to just give back.
Yeah. And it gives that freedom of choice, Belinda, doesn't it, as well?
It's freedom of choice. It means, I mean, one of my favorite motivational speaker, Jim Rohn, I know I've mentioned him before, is one of his major goals was he wanted to make as much money that when he got to a stage of retirement, he gave half of it away, still very wealthy, and half of it to charities and all that kind of stuff. So, that was his big goal, work to a certain point and then just give half of it away. And that's amazing. So, guys, when we're talking about radical responsibility, you are at the cause. And it's really important now to start really investing in yourself if you haven't done it yet. And that can be on lots of different levels. I mean, we talk about goals, and we've done a goal session before on this segment, on this live, regarding, look, if you don't have goals, guys, and if they're not written, they're not real. So get a piece of paper out and look, have your segments of your life. There's 7 areas of life. And it's really, really important to have those goals written down, because it's like if you don't have goals, you're like a boat without a rudder. You really are.
As well.
Correct. And I mean, if you look at that pyramid at the moment, guys, like, I don't know about you, but that's here in Australia. That's pretty scary to think that that pyramid is, based on the Australian census, and that, it's just crazy, So maybe, that's hopefully a real eye-opener to kind of pull your finger out and do something about your life if you're not doing it, because you're at the cause, and radical responsibility means you have to get out there and do it. No one's going to come up. No one's, you've got to do it. And, I was talking on a radio station recently, and what things motivate and all that kind of stuff. And, I think it's really important to have a mentor. Sometimes it's good to have a mentor that you can look up to, and, all these kind of things. But you need to really sit down and work out what you want in life and what your future looks like. Because if you can kind of sit down and work out that plan of action now and have that blueprint, help guide you in the future. It really is. In charge of writing and doing that blueprint. Who's in charge of it? It's you. You're in charge. You're in charge. Absolutely. And so it's written, the age-old pension is still $535 per week. Unbelievable. So we can't seem to bring those questions up, but it's okay, guys. We're gonna talk about the questions as they come up. So guys, look, there we go. Thank you very much, Charmaine. So the age-old, that's crazy, isn't it? 500. I mean, look, I've been out for dinner with a couple of friends and spent more than that in a dinner. Sorry, it's.
Wow.
So guys, you're at the cause of things, and if you don't start sitting down and working out your blueprint, your life will go past. Life will go past you, seriously. And before you know it, you've had 5 years, and then you're sitting back going, "Oh, I wish I did this." Don't be a gunner. Gunners get you nowhere. You need to sit down and work this stuff out. Who's in charge? Who's in charge? You are. Absolutely. And that's what we're talking about with radical responsibility. Now, we've got 4,000 members in our community, but we've got, 2,500 members in our membership who actually. Now, the reality for them is that some people out there, they just don't have the time to go out and do everything what they do, so they get a mentor.
Correct.
It's really important. Absolutely.
And the great thing about mentors as well is they can help you to stay accountable. Sometimes it's nice to have that accountability buddy that checks in with you to say, hey, have you actioned X, Y, and Z? And if not, why? You know, to really help motivate you. That's why we get personal trainers when we want to get a fit body. They make sure that we show up. They make sure we're doing our routine, and they'll check in and say, how's your diet going? You know, how is this going? They help you to stay on track, you know, particularly when it comes to fitness and getting you closer to your goals.
Absolutely. And let me ask anyone that's listening now, if you were to retire at 65, will your superannuation be enough for your retirement? Serious question. Will it be enough?
Yeah.
You know, because look, for me, I was one of those people. I was a contractor. And as a contractor running my own business, I never paid my super. So the whole, you know, it's so important to your future. Now, the beautiful thing is I have property now, so that's my retirement.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
someone wrote, it's good to have a really